education because math is the subject of listening, thinking process, and problem solving, and is useful in daily life and work. Next, I study the PISA score because the PISA test and questionnaire were objective to measure math literacy. So math literacy consist of math connection and math listening. So you can see figure 1. That is the math average score of Thai students from PISA 2000 to 2018. And if bring the math average score of Thai students to compare with the OECD average score, it can be seen that the math average score of Thai students are lower than the OECD average score. So we should develop the listening ability. Okay. And next, I study mathematical anxiety. Rattenberger et al., Mahmood and Khatuni Saisuk said that learning mathematics tests, and sick teacher are cause for anxiety. And if student has high anxiety over a long time, it will affect to avoidance of learning and math recognition. So math anxiety also affect math listening. And I have two things that I want to study. First, to study the effect of the mathematical anxiety level on students' mathematical listening ability, and to study the solution writing performance according to student mathematical anxiety levels. And the research question. First, to what extent does math anxiety relate to math listening ability? And to what extent does the difference in student written solution with high and low math anxiety levels? Okay. And my population is grade 8 student, and my sample is 96 students in English program by using a purposive sampling method. And research instruments are consist of math anxiety questionnaire and math listening ability test on the basic property of triangles. And then I develop and finding research instrument quality. You can see on table 1. By IOC stand for the index of consistency, and CA stand for contact alpha. And next, the result, I bring the score of math anxiety and score of math listening ability to compare by using simple linear regression. And we found that math anxiety was significantly and negatively correlated with math listening ability. And next, the table 2 is the classification criteria for the level of math anxiety and math listening. After that, students are divided into 4 groups as shown in table 3. You can see the number of students in each group. Moreover, there are some significant difference in student listening in each group as shown in figure 4 to 7. You can see figure 4. The student in group 1 give a short listen since they don't like to explain the lengthy detail. And next, the 5. The student in group 2 provide the accurate listen step by step and show how to calculate the remaining angles. And figure 6, the student in group 3 give the listen according to the definition that they can remember or using the evidence in the picture. And the last figure 7, the student in group 4, their answer were not complete because they did not write their detailed calculated solution. And next is discussion. The result indicated that the most students with high math anxiety had the low score of math listening ability. and those with low math anxiety had high score on math listening ability. In line with Wu et al. Said that math anxiety was negatively correlated with math listening ability. And the student written solution found that the student give the listen was not complete because the traditional setting for students in the past was not emphasized on justify answer to mathematical problem. So the most students answer question based on the theorem, rule, or definition that they can remember. It in line with Pinkpit said that most Thai math teachers focus on teaching 10 and numeracy skill by telling them how to solve the problem. And Yotfine said that this problem prevents students from effectively applying mathematics knowledge in daily life and further study. And this is the conclusion. Math anxiety was significant and negatively correlated with math listening ability. Can be seen in figure 8. That means the high the math anxiety, the low the math listening ability. Okay. And the student written solution in each group are different. You can see in figure 9 to 12. And next the reference. And finally, I would like to borrow the quote of Albert Einstein, said that, "Don't worry about your problem with mathematics. I assure you mine are far greater." Thank you for your attention.
You are now unmuted.
Thank you, Nuchapol. And we all agree, I think, with Albert Einstein in this case and other famous quotes he he put in here. This is a well-designed study you presented today. And I wonder if there are any questions or comments from the audience, please. Use the chat or unmute your microphone and speak out. So in the meantime, until we warm up with other questions, what do you think is the source of anxiety in mathematics of these students? So is it coming from somewhat education, or is it some beliefs which the students bring into, which builds the anxiety about mathematics, or do you think it's immanent in the educational system, or what could be the source?
I find the mathematical anxiety. And what source, right?
Yes, yeah. Where does it come from, the mathematics anxiety? So, you know, it's not that people are born with mathematics anxiety. They develop it from somewhere. But where do you think is it coming from?
Maybe come from the teacher.
Yeah, okay. So, and yeah, if it's coming from the teacher, and that would be an interesting follow-up study, I believe. So where's the source and where is it coming from? And if it's really coming from the teacher, then maybe that would be the reason to, you know, reflect on how teachers interact in mathematics and how to overcome this anxiety in order to overcome the problem of, you know, what you found in your study, that there's a negative effect on the comprehension of mathematics. And so it would be good to, you know, go back to the source and overcome the anxiety in order to, you know, help the students to overcome this problem, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's also Mona is commenting on this as well. So many students have mathematics anxiety, and I wonder whether the expectation of high performance is a major cause as well, right? So you know, overcomplicated expectations in terms of solving mathematics, and Mona is also commenting, in many cultures and education systems there is an incredible high expectation on certain subjects, and mainly math and sciences subjects are the part of it. So, but also, you know, languages might be also an issue. So you need to speak like a native speaker in any foreign language course. That might be also causing anxiety towards, you know, speaking out in a different language. You cannot, you know, speak like a native. So, and also music, yes, and arts. So there's many different examples, of course. So, any comments from your side, from your study? So, what would be the next thing you want to study in your field? So there's no other questions, comments, I believe. So thank you again. We are full on time and on track. And so let's move on to the next presentation, which is